The text arrived at 2:17 a.m. Meet me at the old dock. Now. No name, no explanation. Ethan didn't need one. Only one person still used that number after 6 years of radio silence. He stared at the screen until it dimmed, heart slamming against ribs like it wanted out. Then he grabbed his keys. The drive to Lakeview took 20 minutes, windows down, cold air biting his face to keep him awake. Or maybe to punish himself for answering at all. The dock waited under a bruised sky, with silvered by moonlight, water black and still. Caleb stood at the far end, back turned, shoulders broad under a navy jacket Ethan remembered from high school. Same posture, same arrogance. You came, Caleb said without looking. You asked. Ethan's voice cracked on the second word. He hated it. Caleb turned. 6 years had sharpened him. Jaw harder, eyes colder. But the crooked smile still lived there. The one that used to make Ethan's stomach flip in sophomore algebra. Now it just hurt. I need to talk, Caleb said. Then talk. Caleb stepped closer. Too close. Ethan smelled cedar cologne and lake water. I'm getting married in 3 months. Family arrangement. She's suitable. Ethan laughed once. Sharp. Congratulations. It's not a choice. Nothing ever was with your people. Caleb flinched. Good. I didn't come for a fight. Then why? Because I never stopped thinking about you. The words landed like stones in still water. Ripples spread. Ethan felt them in his chest. Don't. I tried. God, I tried. Therapy. Church groups. Dates. Nothing worked. Caleb's voice dropped. Then I saw your Instagram last month. You were smiling. Really smiling. With some guy at a coffee shop. And I broke. Ethan's throat closed. You blocked me. You ghosted. You let your father call me trash at graduation. I was 19. Scared. So was I. Silence stretched. Wind rattled the dock pilings. Caleb reached out, fingers brushing Ethan's wrist. I still love you. The confession hung there, naked and dangerous. Ethan jerked away. You don't get to say that now. I know. But I'm saying it anyway. Caleb's eyes burned. Run away with me. Tonight. We disappear. New city. New names. I have money saved. Not much, but enough to start. Ethan stared. The offer was insane. Romantic. Deadly. Your family will hunt us. They won't find us. Your mother will die of shame. Your father will disown you publicly. You'll lose everything. I already lost everything that mattered 6 years ago. Ethan wanted to believe it. Wanted to so badly his bones ached. But he saw the tremor in Caleb's hand. Saw the lie beneath the bravado. Caleb wasn't ready. Not really. I can't, Ethan whispered. Caleb's face crumpled for 1 second before the mask slammed back down. Then why are you here? Because I'm still in love with you too, Ethan thought. Because some wounds never close. Because hope is a cruel drug. Instead he said, closure. Caleb laughed bitterly. Right? They stood there, 2 statues on rotting wood, until Caleb finally spoke again. One night. Just one. No promises. No future. Just like before. Ethan should have walked away. Should have driven home, locked the door, changed his number again. But the pull was gravitational. Inevitable. He nodded once. They didn't speak on the drive to Caleb's cabin 30 miles north. Didn't speak when they stepped inside, door clicking shut like a guillotine. Didn't speak until clothes hit the floor and skin met skin and years of silence shattered into gasps and apologies and something too raw to name. Afterward, lying tangled in sheets that smelled of pine and regret, Caleb traced the small birthmark on Ethan's neck. Crescent-shaped, coffee-dark. The thing Ethan's mother always called his angel kiss. I always loved this, Caleb murmured. Made you real, not perfect. Mine. Ethan closed his eyes. Don't. But Caleb kept touching it like a talisman. If we did this, really did it, I'd want everyone to know you're mine. No hiding. No marks covered. Ethan laughed softly, sadly. You'd never survive the fallout. Maybe I would. For you. The lie tasted like hope. Ethan let it sit on his tongue all night. Morning came cruel. Caleb's phone buzzed incessantly. Father, fiancé, best man. Reality crashed in. They dressed in silence. Caleb kissed Ethan's birthmark one last time before they left. I'll call, Caleb said at the car. Ethan didn't answer. He drove home watching the mark in the rearview mirror, wondering how something so small could feel so heavy. 2 weeks later the calls started. Not from Caleb. From unknown numbers. Threats. Stay away from my son. You'll ruin him. We know where you work. Ethan changed his locks. Slept with a bat beside the bed. Told himself it would pass. Didn't. Caleb showed up at his apartment one rainy Thursday. Soaked. Eyes wild. They know. Someone saw us at the lake. Photos. Ethan's stomach dropped. What photos? Doesn't matter. They're giving me an ultimatum. Marry her or lose everything. Trust fund. Job at the firm. Family name. They hired a PI. They've got proof. Ethan felt the room tilt. And Caleb stepped inside, dripping on hardwood. I told them no. The words didn't register at first. Then they did. Ethan laughed. You're lying. I'm not. Caleb pulled out his phone, showed a text from his father. Disinherited. Effective immediately. Do not contact. Ethan stared. You actually did it. For us. Panic clawed up Ethan's throat. They'll destroy you. Us. Let them try. But Ethan saw the fear behind Caleb's defiance. Saw the boy who'd once cried when his father missed a baseball game. Saw the man terrified of becoming nothing. I need time, Ethan said. Caleb nodded, but his eyes said he understood. Time was a luxury they no longer had. That night Ethan Googled laser birthmark removal. Found a clinic in Denver. Discreet. Expensive. Permanent. He booked the consultation for next week. Because if they were going to run, if they were going to survive, no identifying mark could remain. No breadcrumb for private investigators. No proof tying him to the boy who'd once kissed it under stadium bleachers. He stared at the crescent in the mirror and whispered goodbye. The clinic smelled of antiseptic and money. White walls, soft jazz. Receptionist who never blinked. Dr. Harlan was 50-something, calm as lake water, voice low. It's a simple nevus, he said, studying Ethan's neck through magnifying lenses. 4 to 6 sessions. Minimal scarring if we catch it early. How soon can we start? Ethan asked. Next available is Tuesday. But, Harlan paused. May I ask why now? It's small. Cosmetic, yes, but most people live with them. Ethan met his eyes. Personal reasons. Harlan nodded once. No judgment. We'll need consent forms. Photographs. Payment up front. Ethan signed everything without reading. Paid with the savings he'd been hoarding for a down payment on a house he no longer believed in. Tuesday came too fast. Numb cream. Goggles. The snap of laser like tiny gunshots. Pain flared bright then faded to heat. Ethan counted ceiling tiles. Thought of Caleb waiting in the parking lot. Hood up, pretending not to watch. Afterward Caleb drove. One hand on the wheel, other resting on Ethan's knee. Does it hurt? Like fire. Caleb swallowed. I'm sorry. Don't be. I chose this. They didn't speak again until they reached Ethan's building. Caleb parked but didn't turn off the engine. My sister called, he said quietly. She's not taking it well. Says mom hasn't left her room in days. Dad's telling everyone I had a breakdown. That I'm in rehab somewhere. Ethan stared at the dashboard. They'll come around. No. They won't. Ethan reached up, touched the bandage on his neck. Session 1. 5 more. Caleb leaned over, kissed the bandage gently. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. That night Ethan dreamed of fire. Not the laser kind. Real fire. His childhood home burning. Caleb standing on the lawn watching. Expression unreadable. He woke sweating, heart racing. Checked his phone. No messages from Caleb. Only spam and a missed call from an unknown number. He blocked it. Days blurred. Work. Laser appointments. Stolen nights at Caleb's new studio apartment downtown. Bare walls. Mattress on the floor. Boxes still packed. They moved carefully around each other, afraid of breaking something fragile. Caleb tried to find freelance legal work. Got rejected. Tried again. Same result. Blacklisted, he said one evening, staring at rejection emails. My father made calls. Ethan said nothing. What was there to say? Week 4. Third session. The birthmark had faded to pale gray, almost invisible under concealer. Ethan practiced smiling in the mirror, tilting his head so light caught nothing. Caleb watched from the doorway. You look different. Good different. Scary different. Ethan turned. We need to leave soon, before they find us. Caleb nodded. I found a place. Portland. Small firm needs contract help. They don't ask questions. When? 2 weeks. I sell the car. We take yours. Cash only. Ethan felt something loosen in his chest. Hope, maybe. Or resignation. Then the knock came. Late. Too late for visitors. Ethan froze. Caleb went to the peephole, cursed softly. It's my sister. Ethan's pulse spiked. Don't open. I have to. Caleb opened the door. Lydia stood there, 28, sharp suit, sharper eyes. She looked at Ethan like he was evidence at a crime scene. We need to talk, she said. Alone. Caleb stepped aside. Lydia walked in, heels clicking accusation. She didn't sit. You think you're saving him? Ethan met her gaze. I'm not saving anyone. You're destroying him, our family, everything he was raised for. He chose this. He chose wrong. Lydia pulled an envelope from her purse, dropped it on the coffee table. Dad's final offer. Come home. Marry the girl. Therapy. We pretend this never happened. You get your life back. Caleb laughed once. He already said no. Lydia ignored him, looked at Ethan. You have a choice too. Walk away now. Clean break. Or we make sure you never work in this state again. We have friends. Connections. Ethan felt cold spread through his veins. Is that a threat? It's reality. Caleb stepped between them. Get out. Lydia studied her brother. You're throwing away generations for this? For love, Caleb said quietly. Lydia's laugh was bitter. Love doesn't pay mortgages. She left. Door closed softly. Too softly. Caleb sank onto the couch, face in hands. I didn't think they'd go this far. Ethan stared at the envelope. Didn't touch it. That night they lay awake, not touching. I can go alone, Ethan said at dawn. No. You'll hate me eventually. Never. But the word sounded thinner than before. Session 4. The birthmark was barely a shadow now. Dr. Harlan raised an eyebrow. You're committed. Ethan didn't answer. Afterward, Caleb drove them to a diner off the highway. Ordered coffee. Stared into his cup. I got a call today, he said. From the firm in Portland. They rescinded the offer. Someone contacted them. Ethan closed his eyes. Your father. Probably. Silence. What now? Ethan asked. Caleb looked up. Eyes red. I don't know. Ethan reached across the table. Took Caleb's hand. Felt the tremor. Then we decide together. But deep down Ethan knew. Decisions were being made for them. One by one. Door by door. Future by future. And the birthmark, once a mark of who he was disappearing. Piece by piece. Like their chances. Portland fell through. Then Seattle. Then Boise. Each time the same pattern. Initial interest, background check, sudden silence. Caleb stopped applying after the 5th rejection. He sold his watch, his cufflinks, anything with the family crest. They moved to a 1-bedroom above a laundromat in Spokane. Rent paid month to month. Cash. Ethan found work at a bookstore. Minimum wage. No benefits. Caleb drove for rideshare until someone recognized him from old society pages. Then he stopped. Nights grew longer. Conversations shorter. Ethan finished the final laser session. The birthmark was gone. Smooth skin.
No trace.
Dr. Harlan showed before and after photos. Perfect result. Ethan stared at the screen. Didn't recognize the neck in the after picture. Caleb waited outside. When Ethan emerged, he touched the spot gently. It's really gone. Yeah. Caleb tried to smile. Failed. You look clean. Like I never existed. They walked to the car in silence. Back home, Caleb sat on the fire escape smoking. Something he'd started again after 10 years clean. Ethan joined him. Cold metal against thighs. I think we should stop, Caleb said suddenly. Ethan's heart stuttered. Stop what? This. Running. Hiding. Caleb exhaled smoke. It's killing us both. You want to go back?
No.
I want to stop pretending we can win. Ethan felt tears burn. We can. We can't. Caleb turned. Eyes wet. My mother sent a letter. She's sick. Heart. They don't know how long. Ethan swallowed. Guilt trip. Maybe. But it's real. So what? You go home. Play prodigal son. Marry the girl. I disappear. Caleb shook his head. I go home. Alone. You stay free.
No.
Yes. Caleb crushed the cigarette. You have a life. Friends. Career potential. I took that from you. You didn't take anything. I gave it. And I'd give it back if I could. Ethan stood. Walked inside. Slammed the door. Caleb didn't follow. They slept in separate rooms that night. First time since the dock. Morning came gray. Ethan woke to coffee brewing. Caleb at the stove making eggs. Domestic. Normal. Heartbreaking. I called my sister, Caleb said without turning. Told her I'm coming home. Alone. Ethan stared at his back. When? Tomorrow. And me? You stay. Or go wherever. But not with me. Ethan felt something crack inside. You promised. I promised I'd love you. Not destroy you. Ethan crossed the room. Grabbed Caleb's arm. Spun him. Look at me. Caleb did. Tears streaming. I love you, Ethan said. Voice breaking. Enough to let you go if that's what you need. Caleb pulled him close. Held tight.
I'm sorry.
They stood like that until the eggs burned. Caleb left the next day. Packed one bag. Kissed Ethan's unmarked neck one last time. Be happy, he whispered. Ethan watched the cab disappear around the corner. Then he sat on the floor and cried until he couldn't breathe. Weeks passed. Ethan kept the apartment. Kept the job. Kept breathing. Barely. One evening his phone rang. Unknown number. He almost didn't answer. Ethan? A woman's voice. Lydia. His stomach dropped. What do you want? He's not the same. Since he came back. He's empty. That's not my problem. It is. He talks about you. Every night. To Mom. To me. To anyone who'll listen. Ethan closed his eyes. He made his choice. He made the wrong one. Lydia's voice cracked. Come to the house. Please. Just talk to him.
No.
He's dying inside. So am I. Silence. Then, the wedding's in 3 weeks. If you don't come, he'll go through with it. Ethan hung up. He stared at the wall for hours. Then he booked a flight to Chicago. The family estate loomed like memory made stone. Gates, lawn, columns. Everything Ethan remembered hating. Lydia met him at the door. No hug. Just a nod. He's in the garden. Ethan walked the path alone. Found Caleb sitting on the same bench where they'd shared their first kiss at 16. Caleb looked up. Shocked. Then shattered. You came. Your sister called. Caleb stood. You shouldn't be here. Neither should you. Caleb laughed brokenly. I'm getting married Saturday. I heard. They stared at each other across dead grass. I removed it, Ethan said quietly. The mark. For you. For us. And now it's gone. Like we never happened. Caleb stepped closer. I see it anyway. Ethan felt tears fall. Then why are you doing this? Because I'm a coward. The admission hung between them. Ethan turned to leave. Caleb caught his wrist. Don't go. Ethan pulled free. You already left. He walked away. Didn't look back. Saturday morning, Ethan sat in his Spokane apartment watching the society pages online. Photo of Caleb in tuxedo. Fiancé radiant. Family smiling. He closed the laptop. Touched his neck. Nothing there. Nothing at all. Months dragged. Ethan changed cities again. Denver this time. New job at an indie press. New friends who didn't ask questions. New routine: work, gym, sleep, repeat. He dated once. A kind man named Marcus. 3 dinners. Polite kisses. No spark. Ethan ended it gently. Marcus understood. Nights were hardest. He'd wake reaching for someone who wasn't there. One Tuesday in October his phone buzzed. Number he hadn't seen in years. Caleb. Ethan stared until it went to voicemail. Listened later, sitting on his fire escape. Hey, it's me. I left. The morning of the wedding. Walked out before the ceremony. Drove west. Don't know where I am right now. Somewhere in Nebraska. Motel. Cheap. Thinking about you. Always thinking about you. A long pause. Traffic noise in background. I was wrong. About everything. I thought going back would fix things. Didn't. It made everything worse. Mom's better now. Dad's furious. Lydia's furious. Everyone's furious. But I'm free. Finally free. Another pause. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't deserve it. But if there's any part of you that's still, I love you. Always have. Always will. If you want to talk. Or yell. Or never speak again. I understand. Just needed you to know. The message ended. Ethan played it again. And again. Then he deleted it. But the words stayed. 2 weeks later, another call. Ethan answered this time. Where are you? He asked. Flagstaff. Heading to California maybe. Why? To disappear properly. Ethan closed his eyes. Don't. Silence. Come to Denver, Ethan said. I can't ask that. You're not asking. I am. Caleb arrived 3 days later. Thinner. Tired. Beard starting. Eyes haunted. They stood in the doorway. No hug. No kiss. Just looking. You grew your hair, Caleb said. You grew a beard. Small smiles.
Tentative.
Ethan stepped aside. Come in. Caleb did. Looked around. Nice place. It's mine. Caleb nodded. Good. They sat on opposite ends of the couch. Miles between them. I left her at the altar, Caleb said. Literally. She was walking down. I turned and walked out the side door. Ethan pictured it. Felt sick. She must hate you. She does. Everyone does. Ethan studied him. Do you regret it? Only that I hurt people. Caleb met his eyes. Not that I chose myself. Finally. Ethan felt something shift. Not forgiveness. Not yet. But possibility. They talked until dawn. Truths. Hurts. Fears. No tashing. Just words. When light came, Caleb stood. I should go. Stay, Ethan said. Caleb hesitated. You sure?
No.
But stay anyway. He did. Days became weeks. Caleb found temp work. Paid half the rent. They moved carefully. Separate beds at first. Then one night Ethan reached across the dark. Caleb took his hand. They didn't rush. Didn't force. Let it build slow. Like trust. One evening Ethan cooked. Caleb watched from the doorway. You look happy, Caleb said. I am. Caleb crossed the room. Touched Ethan's neck. I still see it. Ethan smiled. Good. They kissed then. Slow. Careful. Like coming home. But peace is fragile. 3 months later Ethan's phone rang. His mother. Ethan? There's someone here. Asking questions. About you. And some boy named Caleb. Ethan's blood ran cold. Who? Private investigator. Says it's family business. Ethan hung up. Looked at Caleb. They're still looking. Caleb paled. I'll go.
No.
They'll never stop. Then we fight. Caleb shook his head. I can't ask you to. You're not asking. That night they packed essentials. Left notes for landlords. Drove south. No destination. Just away. Somewhere in Utah. Caleb pulled over. Stared at the stars. I'm tired of running, he said. Me too. What do we do? Ethan thought. We stop hiding. Caleb turned. Meaning we live. Out loud. Let them see. They'll destroy us. Maybe, but we'll do it together. Caleb studied him, then nodded. They turned the car around, headed back to Denver. But first they stopped at a tattoo parlor in Salt Lake. Ethan went first. Small crescent on his collarbone. Exact shape of the birthmark. Caleb watched, then got the same one. Mirror image. Matching scars. Chosen ones. When the needle finished, Caleb touched Ethan's fresh ink. Now it's ours, he said. Ethan smiled. Always was. Denver became home base. Not safe. Never safe. But theirs. They built slowly. Caleb passed the bar in another state. Remote work. Ethan got promoted. They made friends, queer couples, allies, survivors. People who understood. The investigator appeared twice more. Once at Ethan's office. Once outside their apartment. Each time Caleb met him. Calm. Firm. Tell my father I'm happy. Tell him to stop. The man stopped coming. But the family didn't. Lydia called sometimes. Awkward conversations. Progress reports on their mother's health. Subtle probes about coming home. Caleb always ended the same. This is home now. One winter night snow fell thick. Power flickered. They lit candles. Sat on the floor wrapped in blankets. Caleb spoke quietly. I almost didn't answer your call that day in Spokane. Ethan looked at him. Why did you? Because I was drowning. And your voice was air. Ethan leaned against him. I almost didn't come to Chicago. Why did you? Because love is stupid. And stubborn. Caleb laughed softly. We match. They sat in silence. Watching snow. I still feel guilty, Caleb admitted, for what I put you through. I know. Do you forgive me? Ethan thought. I'm trying. Caleb nodded. Fair. More silence. Then Ethan said, I have a question. Caleb waited. If you could go back, knowing everything, would you still walk out on the wedding? Caleb looked at the candle flame. Yes. Why? Because I finally chose me. And you. Ethan felt tears. Even if it meant all this pain? Especially then. Ethan kissed him. Slow. Deep. Grateful. Outside snow kept falling. Covering tracks. Burying old wounds under white. They built a life. Imperfect. Hard one. Real. Years later people would ask how they met. They'd say childhood friends. Never the full story. Some scars stay private. But the tattoos remained. Small crescents. Matching. Visible when collars slipped. Reminders. Love leaves marks. Some you erase. Some you choose to keep. In the end, Ethan never regretted the laser. Or the tattoo. Or the years of running. He only regretted the time they lost pretending they could live without each other. And sometimes, late at night, he'd touch the ink and wonder, was the price worth it? Was freedom worth everything they paid?